Touch your
Kaboom! Did we all just take acid? Take acid? That's unbelievable.
Touch your heart. What's he talking about?
Like you, Fred. I'm not worried.
The Sports Hub.
Same thing as you always do. Just tomorrow we'll look at the possessions that we have to get better at. I think there was a lot of good there. Like I said, it was 13 with 10 to go. We can learn how we got to that point, and then we can learn how to be better in those situations. So it's the same process. Look at those possessions and get better. Get ready for the next one.
This is a remix of Aisha.
More importantly, 12 learned because he led with the playground at this time last week, and you said, I'm not into that. I like Aisha better.
2 weeks ago, he played the long game.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Sorry. That's right. We weren't here last week.
Been waiting all vacation.
Yeah.
This sounds like a remix of Aisha.
Maybe it's like I guess this is the album version, not the single.
Yeah. This is different.
So I still messed up.
I say you suck. We are Toucher and Hardy. We are available on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. We're very fortunate to have Chris Forsberg from
fortunate.
NBC Sports Boston on this week instead of just for being friends and us liking him. Now there's actually something to talk about. How about that?
That is true. I was so excited when they lost. I was like, oh, tomorrow will be fun.
Not even that they lost. There's the playoffs. This is the first time we've had you on since the playoffs started.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
That is true. All right.
There was a lot of basketball talk in your absence last week.
Who were you here
That's why
with?
they're not full-time.
I was not here. I said, if you guys aren't here, I'm not here. So, no disrespect.
I like that.
Oh, there's
He's
really
still
good.
zoomed
That's
in. He just
Gorman
didn't come in
style.
person.
Gorman would not come on if I was not here.
I mean, I felt bad for 12.
talked to Gorman
12 was
yesterday,
here,
by the
right?
way.
Well, you were on with us.
That just
last
got
I
week.
was on. I just
bragging.
did not make the
It
track.
just got overlooked.
Yeah. No,
Because
I
it
heard.
wasn't. You want to know why? Because it was about you and not about the show, and that's why we all chose.
Yeah,
to.
but that's why I said it.
If we stopped the show every time you wanted to talk about yourself, then there would be no show.
Chris, you might have missed this. You know who I texted with yesterday?
Who did you text?
Mike Gorman.
Look at you.
I'm going to see him next week.
He was.
nice.
He was at the game. He's been at a couple of the games.
Yeah, but he was going right back after the game. So he was in and out for that one. But I guess next week he's going to be around. Assuming they win, which is now way up in the air.
It would have been boring having you in today had they won by 20 last night, and we're just going to sit here and talk about what's next and what happened. I mean, it makes it.
I would have taken it.
So no, I would have taken it too. So here, let's start with this. Is John and I were? What's going on with the mics? It's like kind of a tinny situation.
Somebody's mic is up a little too high.
It's not true. That's actually not true. Okay, now it seems to have been solved. No, it's still like I don't know. I won't call attention to it. It's just I'll deal with it. I'll power through.
Look at you. What a pro.
Thank you.
You don't find it mildly more interesting to have Forsberg in here today talking about the Celtics after a loss last night?
Of course.
Okay. Well, because you said that's not true. That wouldn't have been.
No, I was responding to him saying it would have. I don't remember.
I would have been.
I don't
fine
know. That
talking
wasn't the
about
point
the
I was
next
trying to
round.
make. Yes, of course it's more interesting when they lose. But the way John and I were talking about this, and John was saying it was Embiid, and I was saying, nah, it's the fourth quarter shooting. My opinion, and you can run with this, is just that they were historically bad in the fourth quarter last night. I don't see that happening again, regardless of what Embiid does. If they don't shoot like that, they're going to win.
I think the frustrating part is you felt like there was probably 3 or 4 instances in that game where you felt like you had them on the ropes, where they were ready to check out, where the Garden was ready to just explode. And instead of getting to the finish line and making your life easy, they reverted to some bad habits. And whether it was not getting up and down the court enough to make Embiid work and him having plenty of energy at the finish line, or the shot making, which obviously disappeared, and it's definitely my mic.
Why don't you switch mics?
Is your little bionic ear turned up a little too loud?
I mean, I don't think so.
Oh God, it's your fault.
That might be
it's
it.
my bionic ears. I don't think so. I've worn it every week.
Take it out and just deal with it.
And then every question you ask, huh?
Yeah, right. And then we'll go, what's wrong with you? This isn't working.
Yeah.
That's right. Give us some credit. We got 2 guys, 1 ear apiece.
one functioning set of ears between the side of the table.
Exactly. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, it was frustrating. But again, they've done this twice in the series where they've had big wins and come in the next time and just haven't been as focused as they need to be. I can't put my finger on whether it was poor defense leading to bad offense or bad offense leading to poor defense, but they always seem to be tied together.
Let's start with the defense because you need Neemias Queta to guard Joel Embiid more than the other two bigs, but then you lose that offense at the other end of the floor. Maybe you don't make Embiid work as hard, leading him to have more energy at the end of the game.
Wait, explain it further because what do you lose?
My point, you lose. Neemias Queta can't make a shot outside of 5 feet. Okay. That's why I'm saying you lose something on the offensive end. If you have
you're playing him too much,
right?
Is what you're saying.
If you have a stretch big like Vucevic who can make a three, great, but you lose it on the defensive end. It's kind of like a
can't guard
Embiid
either. So
no one can. They don't have a big that
one-on-one defender on Embiid.
But he seemed. Not if Embiid's making that free throw line
shot for anybody when he's making that shot because it doesn't take a lot of space. I think you have to pick. It felt like they didn't pick him up high enough. He got to the spots he wanted to. He got to the fadeaway late. The one part that really hurt the Celtics is when Vooch and Garza were in there, they would send the double, and Embiid was really good at picking them apart. And one of the underrated parts of his game is being able to spray it out. Now you're challenging others to beat you, and they did. And so do I think that will happen two more times? Probably not. But as you said, like Embiid adds a wrinkle here. And the moment that stands out to me is that third quarter, they're up double digits. He goes to the bench. I don't know if he was cramping or what was going on, but it looked like he was going to leave the game. And it felt like at that point, even if he came back, if you could just run him up and down the court a few more times, they were toast, and they never did it. They just never got. They just were perpetually in the half court. Let him get back. Let him, set up, and you can't do that.
There was some full court pressure late in that game last night that Philadelphia was applying to the Jaylen Brown possession where he came in and he took like 20 seconds to get it across half court. I don't expect this to turn into the college game, but Philadelphia started feeling something last night late, and I think defensively they saw the Celtics as like, oh, if they're going to struggle shooting, let's just make them struggle doing everything.
It goes back to it. If you're scoring, if you're allowing Philadelphia to score every trip down, then they can do whatever they want. They can press you every time because you have to inbound the basketball. You're not getting them in transition. And the Celtics half-court numbers last night were abysmal. So you need to either get more stops and let that foster better offense, or you need to make shots so you can get your own defense set up, and they did neither.
I think you need to get a little closer to that.
I do too. Yes,
like right here.
There it is.
Perfect.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh wow,
perfect.
Yeah,
Barry White.
I didn't break this mic. Every other time I've been here,
no. It sounds fine. I think that was the main thing. So
it's like a professional.
It's interesting about Queta too, because sometimes whatever he is not bringing to you offensively.
What is going on?
I'm sorry.
What are you laughing?
Monty, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, hey, fellas. Going back to the discussion before Chris, John, I'm surprised you didn't mention the cartwheel display. I'm not sure. You probably just call it sex, but we call it the cartwheel display.
Okay.
When eagles mate, they fly really high in the sky, and then they lock talons, and then they do a death spiral.
Yeah.
And then they release right before they hit the ground.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So,
did you not know that, Monty? He knew that, didn't he?
Of course he knew.
Is that why
He's a
the
regular.
suffocation thing is because that's his version of the dive?
Yeah.
Like right when he's about to hit the ground and lose his breath.
Another version of the code black before you pass out.
Yeah, the girl will release.
Right.
Are we talking about Pooley or are we talking about John?
John loves big rumps and loves them taking away his breathing. But thank you, Monty.
It's not for John. It's not sex unless it's a near-death experience.
That's true.
Wait, everyone doesn't do it that way?
I'm sorry that I interrupted, but when I read Monty's phone call, it made me laugh because it said, "Are we sure John's favorite sexual position isn't the cartwheel position?" Because that's popular with eagles.
That's great.
And it just made me laugh. I apologize.
No, but when Kate is out there, sometimes sometimes he will fix that for you because he gets into foul trouble so early, and he's just going to get himself off the court anyway.
He's been perpetually in foul trouble. He needs to be better about that.
Yeah, and I look, I don't envy him trying to go up against Embiid.
Yeah, but it was even before Embiid was in this series.
Yeah.
Every game this series, he has been in foul trouble, and it complicates matters.
But there was that one piece of time during the first quarter where the clouds parted. He didn't get into foul trouble. He had 8 rebounds in the first quarter. He was fantastic.
Even the other night, he had that big dunk to start the game, and I was like, all right, we're going to get like a Nene game tonight, and then 2 fouls, and he's off the court. And so, look, I think he knows better than anyone. He's got to stay out there. It puts a lot of pressure to have Garza and Vooch with their defensive limitations out there, and so he's got to be better. But it goes for everybody. I'll be fascinated to see what like the drive numbers were last night. They just didn't seem aggressive. Felt like the ball was just kind of swinging around the perimeter, and they had a bunch of assists in the first half.
The starters need to play better at the start of the game. That's 2 games in a row.
And I'll whisper it, like, because I don't love, but the conversation is going to be for the next 2 days, like, what's going on with Derek White? And like he just has not.
It's been that's been the conversation. It's
the game 1 that's been the conversation.
Well, and here's the thing: like he does impact winning in so many different ways, but in the playoffs, you invariably need at least one of your complementary guys, whether it's Peyton or Derek, to be great. And Peyton has been really good. And even last night, I thought Peyton was one of their better players. And I think the numbers bear that out. And he probably should have been in there a little bit more in the fourth quarter. But like Derek had that clean look at a 3-pointer in the corner.
I know exactly
what you're talking about. With a chance to tie it. And it's just like, you can tell he's frustrated. And it's got to be maddening that this is now like, a season long kind of thing. And he just hasn't been able to find it. But
it's kind of cute, 4 minutes in, when Pritchard comes into the game for the first time, or last night it was Shireman again, who I think made the second 3-pointer in game 4, and last night he was the first one to hit a 3-pointer last night. Oh, that's fun. That's a nice little story, nice little side note to what otherwise should be a win. But when you're relying on these guys to come off the bench and get the scoring started for the night, that's not good. You need Brown and Tatum and White and each one of your starters to play better at the start of these games. There's no reason why this team shouldn't be up 8-10 points. And I know, who cares? You get up 10 points midway through the first quarter. What does that mean in an NBA game? But if you can get a little bit of a better start and get some momentum and not have to rely on a third quarter push, which should have been enough last night, and it was in the previous game, then I think they're just going to make this much easier on themselves. They're making it tougher on themselves than it need to be. I can't believe they've lost twice to this team. I really can't.
I argue with nothing you've said.
But is there something to be said about the competitiveness across the Eastern Conference and in some ways the NBA? I mean, the Celtics have fared the best of any top seed. I mean, look at what's happened to Detroit. The Knicks were struggling with Atlanta until last night. Cleveland and Toronto were 2-2. I mean, it's not just the Sixers and the Celtics. The lower seeds really seem to be making a push across the East.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the fascinating parts is there's a chance we'll look back after, however this plays out and think, did game 82 where the Celtics beat the Magic and threw some chaos into the Eastern Conference, did that like impact how this all spilled out? Right? Like if Orlando doesn't lose that game, do they lose to Philly? Do they get mad and kind of figure it out and then come back out as a different team against the Detroit Pistons? And we'll see. And we'll see how much Atlanta can push the Knicks here. But like, feels like the Knicks found a little something last night. It goes back to it. Like in the playoffs, you have to take care of business and get these things done as quick as possible, because we saw last year Celtics had to work to get through Orlando, and all of a sudden it impacted them against the Knicks. And so I think that's part of the frustration. Is all right, now you got to go down to Philly. You're going to have to work a little bit. That if the Knicks finish off, that series is going to start a little bit. You're not going to get the break we were expecting. It's complicated things a little bit.
What is we debated this a little bit before the game last night. What is your opinion on Embiid on the Philadelphia 76ers? I mean, we were coming off of the previous game where Embiid got big numbers and the Sixers got run over. It just seems like he's the antithesis to today's NBA, and then he goes and has a game like he had last night. Where do you stand on this?
I mean, so like obviously there was some rust in his first game back, and it certainly makes things different for the Sixers. They're a little bit more plodding. They don't, lean on Maxey and Edgecombe as much as they normally do, which can be like, okay, it's a good thing to be able to throw the ball in and Embiid to get easy buckets, but it certainly felt like they played differently in that game. Last night, they used them as a weapon where, again, if the Celtics get stops, if the Celtics are taking advantage of him defensively by putting him in actions, it's like, but you got to take advantage of his limitations as he's coming back from this injury. I think they let him off the ropes like way too much. I think it's not like he tapped into something that they didn't have possible in game 3 or game 4, but it was the Celtics just didn't exploit it to the level that they could have.
Yeah, I think the adjustments you were talking about earlier and things that they're going to have to do down the stretch, defensively to take away some of those options in case Embiid has the night where, his stat line, how much better was it last night than it was in Game 4?
Oh, way better.
Yeah.
I mean, but my point is he had what looked like an impressive stat line in Game 4. What do you have? 23.
He had a double in Game 4.
He had a double, but there was that notion that when he got the ball,
they attacked him defensively.
It slowed the game down. And that's what John was talking about. It kind of like it stifles. Last night it didn't stifle, and they're going to have to make adjustments going into
and this is where
night.
Again, like every time they've hit a bump, they've been pretty good about going back, figuring out where they went wrong, and have been good the next game. But you just can't keep, especially home games, just can't keep messing around with these things. Like the Garden used to be a place where they didn't lose games, and now, I mean, the fact that they're in the Jays, they were 25-17 on the road and 25-11. Oh no, 25-11 on the road and 25-17 at home. So 6 more losses at home than on the road. It's crazy.
Interesting. All right. Chris is still going to be here when we come back.
What?
It was me, by the way. This thing was jacked to the moon, and I finally figured it out.
It's Solak's fault then. He puts those
No
things
surprise.
on high.
Did you finish eating over there? You okay?
It sounded like half of it was still stuck in your throat.
Yeah.
You all right?
That wasn't food. That was allergies. Stop. That's what it sounded like? No, that's how. You're not having the allergies? Yesterday was a bad day for
you
allergies.
Take a little something for it?
I did, and it just made everything worse.
Really?
That's not supposed to happen.
I found that, so literally what changed my life was I started taking the Claritin like literally every day, not just the days that I thought I needed it.
I do the same.
Can't hide money. Buying Claritin every
I read
day.
something that gives you a 50% greater chance of getting Alzheimer's. I just read that like the other day.
TV guy. Cash. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, you get on one of these basic
I know a
cable channels.
Claritin guy.
Wow.
Don't do street Claritin.
No, don't buy up all the Claritin. You don't know if I need to get that for my business. All right, we will be back. Math, we'll be back in just a moment with more of our friend Chris Forsberg.
I know. No, you don't know.
Everyone agrees that I'm the only one who's not wrong.
Right or wrong, they're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Tonight wasn't the best example of like what we want to do. Celtic basketball. We didn't shoot the ball well. Maybe some frustration was there, etc. But it's over with now. Got to move forward.
I actually know this song.
What song is it?
This is called Your Sweetness by the Good Girls.
Wow. 12 going super deep.
That's
now,
impressive,
the
John.
funny bit would have been to play like the Aisha remix.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's
Sounds
so
like an
scary. I know
instrumental
this.
version of something.
Why do you know this?
I don't know. For some reason, I got Rain Man recall at this time. We've gone through this.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I was waiting for him to bust out Portrait, He hasn't done that yet.
All right, you want to try this with John? What was the name of the professor in the wheelchair that
Finley.
got... That's 90210. That's the guy the cult leader that got...
Jenny Garth
wrapped up in the cult.
When did you do that? Oh, it was a Roachy day. Fred was out, and you just started throwing 90210 trivia at him. And
yes.
It was hilarious because he had no idea. Zero idea. And
that was fun.
And you were doing deep cuts.
Oh, yeah, he knows everything.
He was like, let me give you the entire rundown of the Peach Pit music lineup.
Oh, well, okay. Name as many bands. Name me bands. That was in the locker.
No.
That was early. That was first season.
Squash it, baby.
That's when David went into Compton and rapped with one of the students there in the cafeteria to get them over the racism.
David double booked a
Kicking on the one?
Jamming on the one.
Jamming on the one.
David double booked the Peach Pit After Dark, and Bloody Roost showed up and threw things. It was bad.
All right. Name as many bands as you can that played the Peach Pit. Actual bands.
Luther Vandross, Flaming Lips. Oh, God.
Flaming Lips is true.
What was It's All Been Done. Bare
Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked Ladies is in there. I mean, it's just crazy. Now, did
Color Me Bad
Cranberries, Color Me Bad. Well,
they sang in the Peach Pit.
In the Peach Pit, but not. That was before the Peach Pit After Dark.
So I could have gotten you on a technicality. So the girls want to meet Color Me Bad very badly.
Yes, Donna. It's actually interesting side story. They find out that Color Me Bad is staying at a certain hotel, and Donna Martin goes to a certain floor, and while she's there, she sees her mom coming out of a hotel room with another guy.
With David Silver's dad?
No, it was another guy. She finds her mother has been cheating, not with Mel Silver. It was a very very bad episode because Donna's life up until that point was all about makeup and, looking good. And now she's got a real life situation to deal with.
I tried to copy Robbie Roadstreamer one time because when he did the brother from La Bamba's MySpace page.
Oh, Brother Bob.
I thought it would be funny if someone just did a Mel Silver page.
That take off?
No.
That would be good.
Because it was not it was a rip-off idea.
Notable performers at the Peach Pit After Dark.
Yeah.
The Cardigans.
Right.
As you said, Bare Naked Ladies, Flaming Lips, Christina Aguilera, Monica.
I don't remember that one.
Kara's Flowers, which was a young Maroon 5.
I don't think so.
No.
These are not. We're talking about the famous bands that played the Peach Pit After Dark, like the Flaming
Soul, Duncan Sheik.
Luther Vandross showed up because Mel Silver did some dental work on him, and since David Silver owned the Peach Pit After Dark, he played it as a favor.
Can you sing the David Silver song that he sang on stage before he lost his virginity to Kari Wurr?
Was it? It wasn't Switch It Up. It was
no, it wasn't Switch It Up.
It was
no, it was a love song.
It's a love song.
Oh,
no, I can't do that.
Well, neither can I, but I just thought it would be impressive.
I mean, he was on stage, but he's on stage with Babyface at the fair.
You forgot Jade, too.
What's that?
Jade. Every day of the week.
Jade was interesting because, Steve was with Jade and kept asking David to promote Jade. It was during a telethon for the college.
Steve knew that he didn't have a lot of musical talent. He was the brains.
Steve was like, they made me part of their posse. I got to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was the same role that he had for the Beverly Gazette. It was when what was it? Was that the name of it?
Beverly Hills Beat. But that's
the Beverly Hills Beat. I apologize.
Right.
It's incredible.
It's the same thing that.
Anything else you want to know?
Because Brandon was the real journalist.
Yes.
And Steve was just kind of the mover shaker business guy.
Yeah, but he met his future wife there. So, I mean.
Do you think your brain just stopped being able to
exactly.
you filled your brain with so much.
Yeah.
New Jack Swing and 90210, and then your brain was just like, I'm done?
No, because we've talked, Hardy and I, about NYPD Blue, which I also love. Now, he's watching that now, but I have not watched an episode in a long time. But NYPD Blue,
what's going on with your life that you're watching NYPD Blue right now?
I'm on the third re-rack of NYPD Blue ever since I found it.
You found a Roku channel.
I found it on Roku. It is my comfort food. It is my pre-nap ritual.
Hold Where on Roku
Seinfeld
did you
would
find
a word. How dare you turn your back?
It's like channel 1430.
I've discovered those channels too. Frasier's on Cozy at 11 a.m.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
What is literally? What are you people doing that you're just like scanning
I'm taking
the Roku app?
Freaking nap every day, and now that the summer is here,
channel 1400, and you're like, oh, there's NYPD Blue. That's what I'll settle on.
So first of all, the TV needs to be on because you can't be alone. That's number one.
With your thoughts.
Yes. So you're acting like Hardy and I are sitting there like enraptured by like the programming and like following every move.
It wasn't like did you search NYPD Blue or did you scroll until you found?
I won't answer the question for you. I'm trying to defend you, but go ahead, answer for yourself.
I may have searched it, but I may have been.
I don't know what's worse.
You shut up, Forsberg.
It's a fantastic show. What's your problem?
I'm answering the question. The TV was on. I went through my cable channels, didn't find anything. I'm like, oh, Roku. And all I'm doing is looking for a friend. And Fred knows what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
I'm looking for some friends. And I found my friends on NYPD Blue came on. And then I looked at the channel info and it said NYPD Blue. That's the name of the channel. And it hasn't left that channel on the Roku.
Look. So hang on real quick. So I have Comcast. And for 3 years in my place, I had Comcast. And I had no idea it went past a certain channel because I think it's the movie channels. And one day anarchy broke loose in my living room. And I scrolled past the movie channels. And it starts repeating like ABC and NBC. And I'm like, oh, this is stupid. I wonder why they do that. And then kablowy, all this crap that no one's ever heard of. Like these channels like LAFF and Cozy.
Yeah,
and
it's all there.
Like some black channel that has nothing to do with the name, is nothing to do with being black. It's called like Pizzazz or something. And you just go down and you're like, first of all, it's like Gunsmoke's on. Like, this is insane. I've never even seen an episode of Gunsmoke. You're like the Rockford Files. Like, it's just insane, like what's on television. So that's interesting. And then you go, oh, now look, Cozy plays the George Lopez show and Roseanne. Now, I will not have those on in the background, but Frasier, I will put on in the background. You say why? Because when I get home from work, I feed the dog and then feed the cat. I have to take the dog down to the basement to watch TV with me so the cat can eat because the cat's afraid of the dog. So I go down in the basement and I can't sit there alone like a turkey. I got to have my friends on. And that is Niles and Frasier are my friend. It
is a nice just routine I've gotten into. I go home, and if my wife is working from home, I say hello to my two best friends. Mm-hmm. The wife and the dog. Get some time in with them.
I thought you were talking about those two knockers.
And then I
oddly enough, that's where my mind went too. When you said, I don't know what that says about me.
When you said get home, feed the dog, I'm like, and that is a metaphor for no. And then I go, and then I too go down to the basement, and then I visit my other friends, and then I take a little nap.
And if you wind up with a Simone episode, you're a happy guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the wheelhouse right there. If you happen to stumble upon a Bobby Simone episode, fantastic.
Yeah, and seasons 1 through 6, that's really the meat, that's the heart of it, and I love it. And then
then Rick Schroeder shows up.
You
got to
suffer through the Rick Schroeder seasons, but then you're Saved by the Bell guy.
Mark Paul Gosselaar shows up. Yeah,
comes back, and then actually the show improves.
Now, do you have any of those clips of the sitcom? The tenth of a second clip of the sitcom thing.
Those might be Hardy. Those might be a News Boss in the Toucher and Hardy folder.
Because we can do this with you, Chris. I've already played this game, but we can just ask you to name the sitcom theme in a tenth of a second.
They were so short. I don't have them in my system because there's really no way for me to play. Although, did they end up on your board?
Oh yeah, he had them in his
figured out that they were too short to play out of the automated system.
Oh yeah, I got them.
Okay, good.
All right.
Look, I've never seen you so happy.
All right, so just see if you could do this. I got 100%. See if you can, except for with sitcoms, the Rockford Files, I couldn't get off the first note. But I got 100% of these.
Yeah, I'll start you off with an easy one. You ready?
Yeah.
You know it. Play it again.
Play it again, please.
You know that.
That is Friends.
Hey, see, look at that.
You can do this.
Okay.
Believe in yourself.
Took me a second. My kids are not going to let me forgive that.
Now, Fred will say this is insanely easy. It is for him. There's your hint. But for
Golden Girls.
You masturbated to it, too. Tip of the cap.
Fred got Golden Girls with no hints off of this.
It's remarkable. Scary, even.
Now, here's one that tripped Fred up.
But I get it. I got it eventually.
One more time for me.
Turn up the bionic ear.
Like a Law and Order or something like that?
No, it's got to be a sitcom. That's Good Times.
That's good time.
Ah, well.
I thought it might have been Blossom, but then I said,
Wait, do you have Blossom?
No, but I can do it for you. You don't know about the future. That's anybody's guess. Ain't no you. See, you know.
Yeah.
You're a loser too.
All right. So, I mean, you're not too far off in this game. You're in it.
How about this?
Oh, that's easy.
I know that one. You do too. You know this one.
I mean, I know it when you guys tell me, of course, but I know.
Yes, you do. Just name a show.
Empty Nest.
No.
That's not how Empty Nest goes, you stupid idiot. That's different strokes.
Now the world don't move.
Yeah, he knows this.
No, now you're going too deep.
You
You're
gotta
going too
know
deep
quick.
for me.
Oh, no, that was on syndication. You're not that much younger than us. Certainly than me. John, you're much younger.
I think we're deflecting here. I'm
last
still
one.
worried about you guys. And
Last one.
I'm sorry, I was talking over it.
All right, don't talk.
If you don't get this, you're off.
You went 100% on these.
Yes.
Might be time for an intervention.
What, for things that already happened?
I think it's a little late for that, Chris.
Yeah, like what am I supposed to do? Go back to
You're
being,
about 30 years late.
make myself a better adjusted kid? I don't know if that can happen. I don't have a time machine, Chris, but I appreciate the.
That's Laverne and Shirley, you big
that's
dope.
Laverne. Oh, 1, 2, 3. How's
Yeah,
your best friend?
here's one for
Smile.
your generation. Here we go.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Redeemed himself.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Thank you.
That was a little too on the nose.
Do you have In Living Color?
No.
Doom. I would imagine it's doom, like that Terry Lewis, Jimmy Jam kind of.
Yeah.
Doom.
Makes sense.
Doom. 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 All right. That theme sucks and it goes on forever. In Living Color.
So we played that game when you were out, Fred. I think you were gone, and we played it with Michael Hawley because he's friends with the guys from the band Living Color.
True.
And we played Living Color or In Living Color. Was it the name of a sketch or the name of a deep cut from the band Living Color? And
I'd like to play that game.
yeah, it was a good game. But
He was
Let's
really
play
good
that
at it.
game. Do you have any of the game? I want to play it next.
We can.
Re-rack that
yeah,
sumbitch.
I think we can.
All right, you try.
Let's see how you do.
Who's he friends with? Vernon Reed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
He's friends with Vernon Reed.
Oh, I would like that. Vernon Reed has the best guitar solo of all time.
That's what
Did
we
you
were
tell him
talking
that?
about. That.
Did
Yes.
you tell him that I thought that?
yeah, all we did was talk about you.
Do you want me to text him?
No, I know.
Text him?
You told him that, right?
Of course. Yes.
All right, very good. We'll be back. Do you want to stay or do you want to go? Do you want to play this or not?
I'll play.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back. Here are the headlines.
IYKYK, which obviously YD. Okay?
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Is it Living Color
In living color.
All right. This is going to be quick, but Chris Forsberg's still here. So apparently Michael Hawley, I'm finding out, is friends with Vernon Reed from In Living Color, which is exciting to me.
Living Color.
Or Living Color, rather. So that's exciting to me. So you played a game with him called?
It was called Living Color or In Living Color. So I will give you the name of either a song from the band Living Color or a sketch from the sketch comedy show In Living Color. Now, we will hear a clip of either the song or the sketch afterward. Word of warning, the sketches from In Living Color, not as funny as you remember.
Yeah. Even Handyman's not as funny as you remember.
And I stand by Fire Marshal Bill. Not funny.
No, it's not. I didn't think it was funny at all back then. It's too much. He's like chewing up everything.
It's way too much.
I'll be the judge of what gets two snaps up in a Z formation.
All right.
I loved that when I was a kid.
That was fantastic.
I'm sure it's not as funny anymore. But okay, go ahead.
All right. We will start with Candy Cane.
There's no way that's a living color song.
I'm going to zag every time Fred zigs.
Oh, boy. All right.
Oh, this is a fun game then.
I'm going to say it's a song.
Fred is right. Yes, Candy Cane is the name of a Living Color song, which that's one I don't have a clip for. All right,
A great hot start to this bit.
Oh, shut up, Forsberg.
Look at you pulling your britches up.
Jesus. Salty, I didn't get that one wrong.
At all. All Up in the Family.
Oh, that's got to be a All in the Family parody thing.
Yeah, I can't sing on this one.
Yeah.
Lucky guy. Boy, the way Count Basie played.
Soul Train was a hit parade.
Bros like us, we had it made. Those were the days.
It's All in the Family, but they're black.
Correct. Glamour Boys.
Oh, I ain't no glamour boy. I'm fierce.
Yeah.
3 words. Fab, you love them.
Yeah, this song sucks.
This was the second song after Cult Personality.
On a Carnival cruise. I ain't no glamour boys. I'm fierce. It's like, well.
But you had no glamour boys. I'm fierce.
But you had Vernon Reed behind him, making it sound a little bit better.
Yes. Unpoetic Justice.
Oh, well, that's got to be a parody of Poetic Justice.
Let me show you something.
See, that's that fire.
No, not funny.
Now, from the director of Boys in the Hood comes a film starring Janet Jackson as a singer who shouldn't try to do movies. And Tupac as a rapper whose mother named him after a cheap way to buy toilet paper. They were both.
It's the laugh track. They were using a laugh track on that.
And you would think that they would have been better than that, right?
Yeah, but they weren't.
No.
I was going back and watching those sketches. I was like, oof.
Because you would at least gone, Saturday Night Live had a kind of good idea. And like good comedy on TV at that point had gone without the laugh track.
Tag team partners.
That sounds too broad to be an in Living Color sketch.
Unless it's something off of the Whoop There It Is people.
No, but it sounds like an like a bad improv group, like a suggestion. So I'm going to say it's an In Living Color song.
Living Color song?
Or, I'm sorry, Living Color.
Why don't
song.
you zag, Forsberg?
No, I'm going to zag.
The only thing we have to fear is
Being wrong. That is, in fact, a Living Color song, Tag Team Partners.
Do you see my reasoning and how brilliant I am, Chris? Go ahead.
Who Shot Ya?
Ooh. Oh, Who Shot You is a game show that was on In Living Color, I'd assume.
Totally dissed, homie.
Yeah.
Is this from a later album?
It might be from their most recent.
Yeah, it sounds like when MC Hammer tried the Gangster album.
That's right.
What a pull.
One more?
Yeah.
Little Miss Trouble.
That's In Living Color.
let me show you something.
Yeah, that's not good.
Is it like Little Miss Sunshine?
Now, this is a replica of the habitat of birds from the Brazilian rainforest. Now, can anyone tell me why these birds are endangered? Edna? Edna?
Oh, yes. I believe I can tell you, Mrs. Keegan. These birds are endangered because when they fly south, sometimes they go too far, go right past the South Pole, go up to the North Pole, and get to see it.
Homie, don't play that.
No.
Anytime that there's someone playing a little kid, it's very cringy. Even the brilliant Mike Myers, who's in the Michael Jackson movie.
Oh, you didn't like when he was doing the hypo?
No, I did not like that.
I kind of like the hypo.
And there was a guy on Mad TV that did a character repeatedly of like a little kid that drove me crazy. I didn't even like when Gilda Radner
I'm thinking
did
of
it.
Stewart as the big tall fella.
Yeah.
Stewart.
And he's not a bad comic.
No,
He
it's
was
funny,
just
but-
such a horrible character.
Yeah.
Mad TV, not great.
Hated him.
Yeah.
But Artie Lang's stories about his time on Mad TV, elite.
Well, that's the whole thing. What he was the pig? That's the name of the book.
Right.
Yeah, like when he couldn't keep the pig nose on. He was running around trying to do blow with a pig nose on.
Getting pulled over
Yeah.
with the outfit on.
But that's the game.
Is it?
How did he do? Did he know all the In Living Color songs?
He must have crushed
Holly?
Oh, he crushed it.
Yeah, I would have to assume.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
Your services are no longer needed.
As always.
Are you going to be broadcasting at the game? On Friday?
I will not be
or
in
tomorrow?
Philly, but I will be on NBC Sports Boston tomorrow night.
All right, there you go.
Come hang out.
Come hang out with the gang on NBC Sports.
Let us into your
Boston.
living room instead of watching a rerun of NYPD Blue.
Maybe if you were friendlier.
Yeah.
Or you were on in the afternoon. I'd watch you instead. But I need something around.
You could probably watch a
12:30, 1
live
o'clock
rerun.
No, I'm not going to do that. I like that we only have one day off. I like that.
Same.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's get these games in.
I asked the guy from NBC Sports Boston at Corbin's retirement. I'm like, you could put us back on TV. That probably wasn't a smart move getting off. That seems like it's pretty good paycheck now. And he's like, no one was watching it. I'm like, oh yeah, makes sense.
I don't know. Maybe now that I'm here.
That's true. Listen, we need the.
You'd
YouTube.
have to dress better.
Times have changed, but it was like they started getting a pretty good paycheck, and it didn't seem to hurt anyone else's ratings. So I was like, why did we get out of that paycheck? All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Thank you, Chris. We'll be right back.